Hello, Rooted Podcasters. It's me, Pamela Benson Owens, back with another episode of Rooted. And back by popular demand, we are laughing about this because our first podcast together, I think we were just talking it up. But back by popular demand, Allison Sinclair Owens is back on set today for part two of the Mommy Daughter podcast experience. Welcome, Allie.
Hello, Rooted Podcasters. I'm back. Never left.
Never left.
Excuse my appearance today.
Okay, so let's jump in. So let's do a little real quick round hot topics, and then I understand some of our viewers sent in questions, and so we don't want to leave without getting into those. But let's hot topic. What's been happening lately? So I'll tell you what I want to talk about. Having a hard time keeping airplanes in the sky. I don't know what that's about. The reverb on the Kendrick Lamar um Super Bowl is still going. I want to dig in that a little bit. I know we talked about it a little bit last time, but I want to talk about what do we think the meaning of that is. Our family has kicked off our Lent, get your Lent on season, spiritual tradition. I want to talk a little bit about that. And then I feel like we have to just touch for a minute a little bit of our assessment on the leadership style of our current sitting president and his speech the other night. That's a lot. Let's see how far we get. But we won't forget your questions. Fair?
Yeah.
All right. What do you want to jump in on first? Planes are coming out of the sky.
Yes.
I mean, we're getting ready to take a big international trip.
It's been, I have plenty of flights this year up and coming.
Yeah.
And I'm scared. I'm scared. But I've been seeing stuff about, like, there's many plane crashes a year and they just don't get reported, and now they're getting reported. Or that they're trying to scare us or something like that. But I will be anointing the plane, making sure everybody's prayed over.
Absolutely anointing the plane. We are how many days out, y'all? Let me, I'm not gonna hide it. If you're friends with me, you know I'm struggling. Allison's about to graduate from high school and be done and head to college. So we have a big trip coming up to celebrate that. And I will be anointing the outside and inside of the plane with a little holy oil. I'm not beneath that. That's not beneath me.
We should ash the plane.
We will ash
Wednesday.
We will ash the plane.
Yeah.
Just did Ash Wednesday. Did a family Mardi Gras the night before. Okay, well, let's get in a little bit, just a moment around what can only be described as our bootleg approach to the Lent season. So in this house, we talk a lot about the fact that Lent is not an obligation, it's an invitation to reflect and slow down and ponder and get clear on priorities and what's important. We understand the sacrificial nature of giving something up, which is certainly something you can do, but we actually lean in on what we're going to focus on, how we spend time together. We brought in a creative component this time. And so let me just stop because I just want to ask you, Allie, as a person, a child, almost young adult that's grown up in a house that literally has shown you every possible religious holiday. Christmas, we got a menorah and a tree and Kwanzaa. We have um, observed Ramadan in this house. What do you think about that? I think your father and I's approach was like not to force anything, but expose you to everything. Does it confuse you?
No, I think it's been great because I've been able to see a lot of other cultures' religious practices. And I think everybody should have the same appreciation, not appropriation, but appreciation for other people's cultures, because it makes you aware and not ignorant, which I think we see with a lot of people when it comes to people's religious practices. And I think all of them are beautiful. I think they all have great meaning. They all have a great end goal. And whatever God you're worshiping, if you, whatever way you do that, I think it's beautiful.
Whatever higher power, whatever source.
Yeah, whatever higher power, whatever source.
That's awesome. I love that. So speaking of that, you said appreciation, not appropriation. Let me just go up the middle on that for a minute because we just concluded Black History Month. We went hard in the paint on Black History Month. We always do. We go hard every day on our blackness. And I know that sometimes people get offended by that, but at the end of the day, we don't know what's going on out there all the time. We have to get out there and do all the things to survive in the world. But when you cross the threshold of this house, it's like Wakanda. It's blackity black, all black, as a safe place. But you said appreciation, not appropriation. So having said that, a couple weeks ago we both were at and worked a event where the attire was either cocktail attire or African attire. And one of our dear friends, family friends, my girlfriend, also makeup artist, amazing business owner, community leader, and frankly, a auntie to my kids, Liv, I don't think she'd mind us talking about it, called and was like, hey, can I wear African attire to the event? So I want you to just give me your perspective on that. Y'all are getting the snapshot of what comes up in the house and what we talk about at night. Is it appropriation if Liv wears African attire? Yes or no?
Wait right there. I hope you're enjoying the episode, but the Rooted podcast is sponsored by For the Culture Coffee. For the Culture Coffee is a Black-owned family business dedicated to sustaining Black culture. They offer K-Cups, coffee beans, and ground coffee in a variety of flavors, and you can sip them at fortheculturecoffee.com.
I don't think we opened a can of worms right here. Hold on. I don't think so. No, I was like, okay. I don't think so because I think it comes. She has a genuine heart of support and love, and like we know that. So I don't think so. However, there are so many other scenarios that we can go into.
Oh my gosh.
Because the line is so thin.
The line is thin. Let me go back on that and endorse for you alongside you with Liv that Liv is one of the most courageous and bold allies. She always asks questions to learn and grow. She has been alongside us this whole way. And so that wouldn't have bothered me if Liv wore African attire. But to your point, for everyone that's a Liv, there is many that will do it performatively or transactionally or even to make fun of. And the line is thin as hell.
I'm saying all of those people ruin it for the good people. So it kind of makes, like, when it comes to me, I'm an appropriation. I the minute I see it, I'm gone. Like, I can't mess with you. Because I feel like,
Yep.
even if it comes from a place of ignorance, because I feel like we live in a world where there's so many ways that you can educate yourself. And there's, with how many people have messed up in the past and how many things are on social media, there's no way that you can't be aware of, like, why you shouldn't be wearing box braids and why you shouldn't be, doing self tanner to the max of 5 shades darker than you, like things like that, where just like,
Yep.
oh,
Yep. I mean, to me, the general rule for me is when in doubt, don't. The challenge is for the real ones, the true ones, like Liv, it creates doubt for her, right? Because so many people disrespect cultural norms and cultural nuance. But in that particular case, and that evening, I saw a couple of people in African attire, and the ones that I saw were real ones. That have built relationship, that have asked questions, that have leaned into curiosity, that have not tried to save us. So anyway, I just wanted to touch that one. I think it's important for people to see just a snapshot of like when they get home, like what conversations go down. That was one of them. All right, so let's keep it moving. You want to dig in for a minute on current sitting president and the speech from the other night? I know you don't want to stay there long, but let's get in it. Maybe we can frame it by way of how do you describe his leadership style? Like if we had to describe his leadership style, what is that exactly?
Dictator.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't watch it at all.
Yeah, we boycotted.
The speech.
Yeah.
I just saw, like, on social media. I saw Jasmine Crockett. I love her.
Oh, we should have run for president.
We saw her in person at HT like a few months in November.
Yep. And who was the moderator?
Who was that? I don't remember.
Oh, Sharonda.
Oh, she's Sharonda.
She's amazing.
Yes. Oh,
I was like, you're the one saying she's amazing.
I remember now. I remember now. Yeah, we saw her. Oh, yeah, that was really good. Yeah, she's amazing. I love her. And her opinion, that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
We can't say what she said on the podcast, but
It was good.
And they walked out, which I thought was
Oh,
good.
she's solid. The longer she rides, the shorter her sentences get.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So dictatorship, anything else about the current president? How has it made you feel? What's it looking like inside your classrooms in high school? Does it come up?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a good example. I go to a very white high school. Very white. So there's like MAGA hats in the dashboards of people's cars in the parking lot, and it's Trump everything. A lot of our teachers are Trumpies and posted on their social media. A great deal of them. Some teachers I've really loved too, and it's really unfortunate.
So you don't love them anymore?
I don't know. We talked about this last time. I can't, as much as I do love you, I can't respect you anymore, and I can't really I don't really interact, cause like yours. Let me not see. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
How are you teaching students and you're not educated yourself?
Well, I mean,
You know?
for everything that we say, though, people that are definitely aligned with that would say they are doing all the things. That's what makes it so hard, right? So we were sitting here right now with a supporter, MAGA supporter. They would definitively name how education is important, how they do want, we see it differently, but then how do we coexist in this space where some of the narrative is really around like eliminating people's human rights. Like that's the part that catches me up. And I can tell you right now that people are going to write in on this podcast because I'm always the one in the classroom, in the boardroom saying, we all got to stay in the bus. We got to figure it out together. We got to hold space for difference. And we have to practice that actively, even when we don't want to. This week, you already saw me clock it on a young man that came for me on social media and called me dumb after I was expressing my perspective. And my response to him was, I was looking forward to a really healthy exchange, and I was open to hearing your perspective. I'm ready for you to help me understand. But what eliminated it for me was you called me dumb, and I'm not doing that any day. I don't believe that has a place anywhere. I don't think it's helpful at any time to do that when you're trying to cultivate hard conversation. Name calling just doesn't ever have a place to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
So that's me. Any other hot topics that we need to cover? You don't want to cover like the exorbitant cost of college today? No?
I think what we should cover is that we didn't touch on is just how God's been really blessing us, and how me specifically, but just how much, like, how keeping your faith is important and staying the course. And my course was really long, but I never lost my faith, and I'm really now starting to see the fruits of it. And I love this season of life I'm in, and I'm very blessed. And I think a lot of people always ask me, it's like, you're never worried, you're never like shaken up. And it's because it's like, I know God got me at the end of the day. Like, I never that worried about something, because I know at the end of the day, my plan's already written, and just like constantly trusting in that. Although it's easier said than done, I think it's hard, because keeping your faith is hard, especially if you're getting told no a lot.
Yep.
Doors are slamming in your face,
Yep.
doors are closing.
Yep.
But it is worth it in the end. And I officially now committed to the University of Miami, so I'll be there in the fall. And are you so sad?
I'm good.
Are you so sad? But let me just tell you, been my dream school for a long minute now.
Maybe since she was 9.
And everybody told me everybody tried to get me not to go. It was not you, but like, everybody.
No, I kind of did try.
I know, but not for those reasons. But it's like everybody had a think piece. It's too expensive. It was too far. You're not going to be successful. You're not going to do this. I mean, everybody had to put their 2 cents in. And now I am going, and I have enough aid to cover the cost to where it will not be exorbitant. And God made a way, and He made a great way, actually. It's a beautiful way. Just got my letter today, so yeah, I'll be there. Everything worked out in the end, and there's going to be so many things that happen for me, and I'm just so excited to see all of them. And I think at the end of the day, the biggest lesson I learned is just trusting my gut. And when I say I trust my gut is God's plan. Like, that's basically what I mean like that. Like, God puts it on me. He puts it in my gut. And then I'm like, this is what it is. And so every time when I'm like, I think I'm just always been somebody who's super firm on what I want to do, and you know that. Like once I have my mind on something, like I'm gonna, and I've prayed about it, and I've like really locked it in, like it's gonna happen for me. And
I have no idea where you got that from.
so, and I've just been really firm on that because it's God like telling me, you know, maybe
Yep.
you're called, few are chosen. I've always felt chosen. Not gonna lie.
Wow. So has there ever been a time when you realized after the fact that you wanted something really badly and God did not make that happen or prevented that or removed it? Can you clearly see like that wasn't for me, and were you able to get past it? Have you had one of those moments yet?
I've had so many of those moments. I think one of the biggest ones is like my friendship journey.
Mm-hmm.
And just like wanting to be friends and associated with people for so long, but God just wasn't having it because they were not the best people. And at the time it was really sad and it was such a battle for me. Like, you know.
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, countless tears and
Had to wrangle I had to wrangle the aunties several times to roll to the school.
Yeah. But again, that was not God was saving me from something, and I know that now. Because it has put me in it has given me a perspective that not a lot of people my peers have, which is that the world is so much bigger than our high school or even this city that we live in. Um, and I'm gonna get to experience all that to the fullest, and I'm really grateful about that.
Me too. I know my smile is forced. It's not about my genuine joy for you. It is going to be weird. You know how we roll, weird. But you know how we roll tight. Y'all know, I mean, we get criticized for it. We roll deep. Like people are like, they're all four of them coming to so and so. We're going on our annual trip for me to go do training and support and leadership work with the state bar, and we do it annual. We've now done it several years, and we all roll to this to the beach. They go hang out, I go to work, and then we do our annual gumbo eating oyster smackdown and come home. And
I'm excited for the oysters.
Everything now though for me is like, this Allison won't be here next year.
I know, and it's so sad. It kills the mood, but honestly,
It does kill the mood.
It kills the mood so bad. But it's just gonna be so weird. It's gonna even be weird for me. Like, as excited as I am to experience a new environment, it's gonna be weird for me in the sense it's like our family is the four of us were truly like so close and like so tight knit and depend on each other that like when one person isn't there, it like doesn't
It's
work.
messed up.
And that goes for everybody. Like it's just like weird.
All four of us.
Yeah, it's just like anytime when y'all travel, sorry guys, I'm a little sick, but anytime when y'all travel, or one of y'all travels, one of us isn't here, it's like
it's so odd. I know, I think it's odd because, and then when we come back together, we act like we haven't seen each other in decades, and I can tell by comments that people are like, that's odd. It's my favorite thing. And I think back to years ago, your dad and I were, I mean, I don't think y'all were born yet. And your dad was like, we will operate this family like a team. It's going to be like a team. And at the time I was like, weird, corny. But now I get it.
And we have our little chant.
And we roll and we do a chant. We do a chant. We do a new one every year. But when he was like, we're gonna be Team Owens, I was like, that is so weird. And now I look back on that, I was like, he was right. And yeah, it's gonna be weird. But that doesn't mean that the three of us are not overjoyed that your dream is coming to fruition, and we will be cheering you on the whole way. But you just got to give us grace. We're gonna be in and out. We actually are talking behind your back right now, and so we kind of fake smile at you, and then we go and like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. It's not horrible. It's amazing. It was written. You've known it.
I need to get that tattooed.
It is written. It was written. It was written. She says that all the time.
All the time.
You say it all the time, and much respect for the ways in which you have taught me about faith. When my faith is waning or in the toilet, you're so steady with it. It's almost perplexing how steady. And sometimes your faith is around something that seems so impossible. I'm like, oh my gosh, she is tripping. And then it comes to pass. And you kind of say it, you kind of like take it to the altar and leave it. You're like, done. and you move on to the next thing. And I'm known for taking it to the altar and bringing it back with me. Taking it to the altar, bringing it back with me. So you've taught me some stuff on that. And you've really set even Preston's path way better than I did on his faith.
Because it's just like something I always carry with me when I was younger on my like tablet. Remember that Bible app that I used to have?
Oh my gosh.
And it was like this interactive Bible app, and I used to love it because it would tell you the stories, but like in cartoon form. It was amazing. But one of the biggest things, there was like a chapter on like learning, like when God speaks to you.
How to know?
Yeah, because there was like obviously
I remember that.
people, like in the Bible, even God speaks to people literally like through voice. But then we know now that's not like, well, honestly, some people might get it.
Right.
But like it looks different for everybody, and I think one of the chapter just was teaching like me, and what it said was like God sometimes doesn't speak to you directly, but He speaks to you in different ways,
or through people, or through
people, like through situations, through feelings. And it's like, I think the way I've learned God speaks to me is He puts it on my heart. Like I will like wake up and I'm like, this is what I'm
literally doing. Writes it on your heart.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I just know, I'm like, this is what I'm doing. This is the path. He's telling me to do this. And now He gave me the blueprint. My job is just to follow the steps and do the motions, and I will end up where I'm supposed to end up. And
wow,
that's what I do. And I think, yeah, little song recommendation. One of my favorite songs, "Firm Foundation" by Maverick City. It's one of my favorites.
Jam.
Christ is my firm foundation, the rock for which I stand. I've never been more glad that I put my faith in Jesus. And every time, like literally, I love that song.
Yep.
So yeah.
When everything around me is shaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will tell you this, that this is a true confession. Now you're getting older. I hated that Bible app because it always came with questions. So we'd be riding home, and at that point, for a while there, like I didn't let y'all eat McDonald's growing up. So like the treat was like a McDonald's stop, and at one point it was like you get like 20 nuggets, and so you like, and it's stop and get 20 nuggets, and from the back seat would come, "Mom, about me, Shaq," and I just be like, because I already knew it was not going to be something easy to answer. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. I'm so tired. Please don't ask me something deep. And it was always something deep. Like you took me to the woodshed on Noah one time, and I was just like, I don't know, Allison. Let me look it up. And now I look back on that, and I know those were gifts. But sometimes I would just be like, please don't ask me. That Bible app used to be the bane of I was like, oh man, who gave her that? Mm-hmm. But now I see how it's manifested in your life. Mm-hmm. And you are firm. Like you are firm with it. And the other thing I think that the conversation we had that was amazing was you talking about, like, when it's written, you just are firm about it, and how when other people walk up to us and they're like, God told me to tell you, and you're like, and I've said this too, like, I don't need
He would have told me.
God would have told me directly. Yeah. If God wanted me to know that, God would have told me directly, because we've worked on having a close relationship with the source. So we've talked about that too. Well, Allison, I respect your faith, and I don't have such an ego as your mama that I can't say you were right and I was wrong. You were right and I was wrong. And I also own just my emotional chaos and my fear. It's going to be, I don't even understand how we execute family date night.
Wait right there. We hope you're enjoying the episode, but I want to take a minute to talk to you about leadership. Leadership is hard. We do not name that or claim that enough, but it doesn't have to be. Leadership Lounge is a membership-based, safe, courageous, helpful, authentic space to explore all aspects of women who lead and much more. For just $10 a month, you have access to a variety of offerings, including a members-only webpage that allows you to access peers in this environment of growth and support, as well as office hours, virtual training sessions, webinars, and think tanks, and more. You can find out how to sign up at PamelaBensonOwens.com.
I don't even know how we execute. Like, y'all, I feel bad for y'all. Losing me, that's the hard part. You gotta say hard pill.
I am trying.
What are we gonna do? I'm so funny.
I'm trying to figure out, like, not to be a fool and like try to cram into this next couple of months, like all the things where it creates anxiety for the family. But I'm literally like, we got to do all the things. We don't. You will be back and forth It's going to be amazing.
But y'all not going to laugh till Thanksgiving. It's unfortunate.
Oh, we will. Preston's funny.
Kidding.
Preston's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do some questions before we get out of here?
Guys, we ran a little long, so let's do maybe 2.
Okay.
Okay. We can start lighthearted. What is the funniest or most heartwarming memory that we share? Or just like name a funny or heartwarming memory that we share.
I'm trying to figure out which ones we can tell.
I don't care.
Okay, go ahead. Oh no. What?
Okay, so what just came to mind? This was actually like a month ago. When did we go to San Antonio?
Oh, for New Year's, the family retreat. The family retreat. We did it. Vision Books weekend. I don't remember. I have no idea what you're about to say.
Okay, so let me tell you. We went to San Antonio and we went to this restaurant.
For what though? What did we go for?
For New Year's.
For what were we doing?
We made Vision Books.
Family retreat.
Family retreat. It was really cool. We were in this it was so nice. But one of the nights we were there, we went to this restaurant, like the restaurant that's like 90. It's like
oh my god.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
600 feet in the sky.
Because I was trying to tackle my fear of I've had some setbacks with elevators, and Arlen has setbacks with height, and so does Allie.
Yeah, so I don't know why we did this.
Because I was trying to get us to conquer our fear.
Yeah, but it was cool. It was smooth sailing. It was great dinner.
That was fun.
But my funniest moment was you were wearing this like full body cat suit.
I was.
And she had to go to the bathroom. We both did, and we.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why she picked the smallest stall. This stall like it was literally like this big.
And the restaurant's moving. And the restaurant.
Oh yeah, the restaurant like moves at a 360, like it rotates, so you're spinning. And so we had to go to the bathroom, and she needed help, and we were like literally like this in this stall,
and of course we were making noise because we.
Yeah, and then I had to do it. And then we had to rotate, and then I had like a zipper on too. I had a bodysuit. I don't know why.
Wardrobe malfunction.
We were in the bathroom for like 20 minutes, and the stall was like so small.
But it moved. But the problem too was it moving. We were moving.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Funniest moment. There's so many funny moments. I can't even think of one because it's almost daily in this house. Okay, this is the one I'm going to tell. So I don't remember how old you were. Very early on, like big sister of the year to Preston, amazing sistering.
Mm-hmm.
And Allison made up, and I don't know if it's because you thought Preston needed a holiday or what, but Allison had made up Dinosaur Day. So she comes downstairs, she's like, Mom, it's Dinosaur Day tomorrow, and are you prepared? And I'm like, what is Dinosaur Day? Well, I didn't even fact check it because Preston still does, dinosaurs, can name all of them. I mean, he was like forensic on his knowledge of dinosaurs. So I didn't even fact check this little chick, and I blow out a like dinosaur extravaganza. Like I've got a whole like taco holders. I mean, whole dinosaur thing. We go get him gifts. He comes in. Dinosaur blew up all over like everywhere. And then the next day, Allison's like, I made it up. I was so mad. I mean, literally turned a party over in like less than 12 hours.
Yeah.
And Preston was on the wiser. He still questions why that doesn't happen every year. Because it's not real.
Right.
Anyway.
I was going to tell one more. I'm sorry, they're like coming to mind. I don't know how old it was. I think I was like 11 or 12. And this is when you would travel like a lot more. You travel more.
Again, you were with me all the time.
Yeah, I went in the early stages of my life.
Every week.
Yeah, she would travel a lot for work at the time, and she would take me with her, like on these road trips, and we would constantly be going places. Like every weekend, we were somewhere.
Working hard for the money.
I don't know where we were going, but we took a road trip. I think it was Dallas, and you had this client, and you were doing the training, and we pull up to this.
Allison, you were like not even 11. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. I think I was like 11 or so.
Not even.
I just remember this, but
oh my god. I don't know.
We pull up to this Place. That's all I'll say that we were supposed to stay. Do you?
Oh yeah.
I tell you, this was the most like I don't even like the word.
It was like it was just you and I that time, and I don't think Pookie came with us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like caution tape, like do not.
Mm-hmm.
It was like yellow tape, maybe a murder.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
And we have like a rule or like a stition about like
Doors that open to the outside.
Yeah, open outside.
Absolutely not.
It was the most like it was like a crime scene. Like we were genuinely fearful.
It was like 11 o'clock at night.
Black. I don't know if it was like an Airbnb or if it was like
I don't remember.
I think it was just like a motel. It was a motel. It sure was. And you were like, absolutely not. We didn't even go inside.
We didn't even go inside.
We didn't check in.
Never heard from us again.
She said, look up a Hilton.
And you were a kid.
Yeah, you said, get on that phone and look us up.
You've been riding for me for a while.
I was still in a car dumpster. In the back.
Alice was like, I still have my baby teeth. And I'm 5.
Seat.
And you've been resourceful ever since.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the last one I'm telling.
Okay.
I was going to do a keynote speech. You were riding with me again. You were really tiny. And you went to the buffet that morning for breakfast. I don't know how you confiscated 900 sugar packets.
Oh.
Because she liked sugar.
the brown raw sugar.
She liked raw brown sugar. 900 packets minimum. She was eating them and throwing them over the back into the back hatch of the truck. I get ready to check out the hotel. I lift I walk up to my car and I notice like something's moving. I don't know what it is. I open up the back hatch. It was ants. Ants had taken over the back of the truck. Because Little Miss
do that.
Little Miss Brown Sugar had eaten 900 sugar packets and thrown over the side, so the residue of the sugar attracted ants, and my entire back of my truck was like it was like moving.
You had the car was out of commission for.
I was
to get it detailed.
So
bad.
Mad at you that whole ride back, and that was a 4-hour. That was like a 4-hour back.
What didn't you get a new car?
I did.
The Buick after that.
I got the Buick after that. It was not salvageable.
And then on top of that, years of like French fries and like.
Oh my God.
Having a young child, I didn't realize how dirty. Like, our car, we used to tear
Goldfish crackers. Y'all.
They don't even make that car anymore. What car did you have?
Y'all tore up 2 cars.
Yeah, what was that car with the red square? That black SUV you had.
That's a Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi.
I had that one.
Yeah, we tore that car.
Y'all tore both of those cars up. Anyway, good. Okay, are we doing another question? We done?
No, I think we're done.
Okay, well, there you have it. We only got to one question. We did a part 2. Maybe we'll do a part 3. We love being transparent with you about the kooky thing called our lives. Rooted Podcasters, we hope you heard something, or you were able to laugh, or you thought about something more deeply as a result of this crazy conversation. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.